Hello, Dante. Could you please give an introduction about yourself?
Absolutely. How's it going? My name's Dante. I own a company called Seven Circle Media, a marketing and web design agency based in New York. We started in 2016. I basically started out of college and helped out a professor with websites, marketing, all of that. And from there, started picking up new clients. I got referred a few different clients from a professor at the time, and it just started to snowball. I started getting more into marketing outside of web design and built up my company. We built a partnership with a few different large web design companies as well as software companies, which we see huge referrals from on that side. And about a few years ago, I joined the real world after seeing a few different advertisements, all of that, and was really interested in learning more, figuring out ways how I can network and connect with other people with the same mindset. And here we are today.
Okay, so very solid. I'd like to go back to, you said 2016, straight out of college. So the idea was, as you said, because of your professor helping him. That was where the idea came from.
Yeah, no, exactly. So in college, I had a professor in it was like a cornerstone class. It was the last class of the year. I really didn't know, or last class of my college career. And I really didn't know where I was kind of going, what I was going to do, looking for a job. And a professor came to me and mentioned that he needed a website for a nonprofit. I didn't really know about websites at the time. And from there, I kind of just figured things out. I hired somebody to build the a website for my professor, and he loved it. Everybody liked it. I figured out how to connect it to a domain name, got it live, and kind of went from there. It just snowballed, and I picked up more clients and kept building the company up, and it
Mhm.
worked into a large marketing and web design agency.
Okay. Um, let's see. So you were outsourcing to people you found. Are you able to reveal where you found those people you outsourced to?
Yeah, it was definitely a mix. I started on Upwork initially, sort of just trying to figure out ways in Fiverr and Upwork. And as the company grew, people started reaching out and they found us online. They found us through different directories and found that kind of hiring people that way or just seeing what they could do, looking at their portfolio, seeing if they were a good match, and then testing them out with small projects. That's where it kind of grew into. And now every day we're getting emails or messages through our website, and people are reaching out asking if they can help us or work with us, all of that, or collaborate. And not even on the web design side, but SEO as well, and full service marketing we do. So social media management, everything like that.
Mhm. And then since you began it in 2016, I'm guessing you didn't have that much knowledge about companies back then. So, what were the types of trials you went through, the challenges?
So
Uh,
many. It was
yeah, I can imagine. So, which come to mind?
definitely initially just not really knowing much about websites, especially even doing that project for my professor in college, not knowing much. We started with WordPress and just hiring somebody and then getting a phone call that something broke and disconnected, and that was constantly an issue. As it got more clients, we noticed that sometimes things broke and things got disconnected, or maybe a site needed to be updated, and those were things that I really didn't know how to do. So googling, just searching on YouTube, and back then, I mean, there was definitely less resources at the time too. It wasn't as easy to just kind of find things. So that was a lot of just problem solving, figure things out, go from there, and then making sure that clients are happy and as well, because it was super important, not to get any negative reviews initially. So it was vital to make sure everyone was happy, make sure websites stayed up, stayed live. That was definitely an issue. That's when I came across a company called Wix. Highly recommend. On that side, their platform was a lot easier to use. So there was a lot of drag and drop, especially for the informational side. We got into Shopify as well, which is great for e-commerce. And those were a lot of our like retail clients, potential e-commerce customers we found that way. And it just snowballed, built from there really.
Mhm. So clearly, you had quite substantial experience before joining the real world, and in that case, What did you find of benefit from the real world? What campus did you join? I'm assuming business mastery, right?
I initially did join Business Mastery. I popped into a few different campuses. I knew about crypto, so I definitely wanted to hop into there as well. I'm in crypto investing in that campus. And then I started to gravitate my way towards the social media and client acquisition campus, which has been amazing. That's been where I spend a lot of my time when I'm in the real world. I'm actually a guardian there, so I'm helpful in terms of moderating. I love being able to give back to the team and just be able to give back to the students. That's been really the highlight of the real world for me, to be able to share my experience and watch others grow and see other students grow. That's been really awesome for me in general. I really do like that. I really like being able to give back and help the team and the students out on that side. So that's been great. But the social media client acquisition campus has been huge for me. I think in terms of helping me grow my business, especially on the marketing side, because we initially started the company Seven Circle Media as a web design agency. And I didn't really have a ton of experience managing social media, and kind of grew into it on that side where we specialize in restaurants and e-commerce. But the social media client acquisition campus really helped take it to the next level in terms of growing revenue, especially recurring revenue on a monthly basis. We saw an increase in about 30%, making it around six figures. It's been huge on that side. So I would highly recommend the social media client acquisition campus. Dylan has been super helpful, always there. Money back always delivers. Definitely a true statement. So that's been awesome. All of the courses in there are great. Highly recommend anyone who's just starting out as well to check that campus out.
Amazing. So yeah, very substantial. If you're already making six figures and increasing that by 35%, clearly the lessons you implemented had a substantial impact. And with that
Absolutely.
being said, are you able to give specifics for what you implemented? Like any ideas, just for the viewer to have a better understanding?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the biggest thing with social media marketing is creating a content schedule. That's been huge. I always kind of threw things together or had somebody managing maybe a client's social media for me, and it wasn't something that was really planned out. So a lot of the planning has been put in place after I joined the real world, and understanding the importance of like a monthly schedule and cadence, and not just guessing what you're going to post, but rather looking for things that are already successful on social media and recreating it for your client or even for yourself and your business. But that's been huge, creating actual content schedules that things flow easier and you're not scrambling the last minute to put something together. It's more cohesive that way. You're able to create a schedule and a cadence for your social media. That's been key, and it really helps grow things. So highly recommend checking those courses out, as well as some of the outreach and prospecting. Those have been super helpful for local business. Outreach on that side has been great, and I've definitely seen growth on that side too, because a business is great for operations, or focusing on operations rather, but it's also important to be able to bring in new clients. Otherwise, you don't have a business if there's not new clients coming in. So that's been helpful as well.
Yeah, very cool. And since you have time to, as you said, you're a guardian, you're able to give back to the community within the real world. I'd say many people probably have an image. A founder of a company like yours might be super busy, maybe working all the time. So, how do you actually structure your time, and what does your average day look like?
So my philosophy is work is life, life is work. I definitely took that from somewhere, but I think it's so important to understand that when you're living life and you're enjoying life, it's always important that work is a part of that. It's not there's work life balance, everything is one. So I might be working all day, but in between the hours of maybe 12 and 2 a.m. Eastern New York time, I'll be in the campus helping some students out, messaging directly, giving my feedback, giving my ideas. Even last night, I think somebody was asking about a Wix website they had, and they were running ads to it, and there was a contact form all the way at the bottom. And I mentioned that maybe it's better to bring a contact form up, but that was at probably 1 a.m. my time. So definitely, I don't sleep a lot, so that's been key. But I think it's important to understand that it's not just a work life balance. It's all one. And to adapt that philosophy in your life, I think you'll see more success because, and you'll see that work isn't something that you have to kind of be afraid of or don't want to do because you're relaxing right now, or maybe you're spending time with family. Just pick up your phone and you can answer a text. Some people turn their phone off and completely shut off, but I notice I never really do that. And that's been helpful in my success and in my growth. And I think even down the line, it's going to be helpful for me to continue to grow as well.
Mhm. And what would you say gives you that drive to do everything you're doing? Were you always that kind of person, or at one point did something change?
Yeah, no, I've always known that I wanted to build a business ever since probably going back to even high school. I always had that mindset of I wanted to build a business or build something and be able to help other people and continue to grow and expand and get further and really take it to the next level. So that's been something that I've always kind of strived for, if you could say. And that's been something I've always focused on. So that's just my personality. That's how I am.
Yeah, very cool. And since you're on this trajectory, where do you see your life heading? What plans do you have? What goals for short term, medium term, and long term?
Definitely continue to grow my company, Seven Circle Media, take on new web design clients, more monthly clients as well on the social media side. And I want to get into some more industries, build up the crypto side of things. Definitely want to get more into the crypto investing campus. I started out there. So, definitely starting from the ground floor on that side. So that's exciting. It's exciting to see something and see it in full. So it's going to be cool to see that side of things kind of grow from the ground level and grow all the way up, as well as just build other companies, help other clients, things like that. So that's been the future. Those are some of my goals within the next few years. And then long term, definitely just continue to build this path, build this team, and keep going.
Okay. Now, for the viewer, a lot of people watching might be from the real world. Maybe they're looking for some kind of inspiration or maybe some insights they might not know of. So, I think most of them would be in a state where maybe they know a skill now and they're really trying to outreach to new clients, but maybe they just haven't been able to land their first one yet. So in that case, would you have advice for people again who are searching for a client, maybe how to search for one, or maybe how they should structure an offer, or basically anything on that end, or maybe even the sales call itself, just any kind of advice from the experience you have?
I think believing is key. Just confidence, understanding that it's going to happen, even if it feels like it's not going to. It feels like you're in a place where you're never going to get a client. I think your potential clients, your customers, your prospects, when you're talking to somebody, maybe you're in person at a local business, I think believing that you're truly going to close them and that you have the ability to help them build their business or maybe design something for them or whatever it may be, whatever service you're providing. I think the confidence behind how you talk about things, how you explain things to a potential client is so vital in order to generate success and generate new clients and continue to take on clients. That's the key piece is being confident, because at the end of the day, I always say this: people buy from people. They want to talk to somebody who understands them and their business and can connect with them. It's super important to be able to have a conversation with somebody and communicate your strategies and confidently explain to them that you're going to be able to help them and it's going to work out. And if you truly believe that, that's beyond any type of experience. Even though experience does breed confidence, it's so important to be confident and explain things that way to generate success.
Yep. Uh, let's see. What about for? And feel free if this is something you don't want to reveal. Just keep confidential. Do you have a family?
Yes, yes, I do. I'm not
So what's
not
the like
married.
balance of
I'll give you a quick rundown.
that?
When when I was first joining the real world, actually, it was a pretty difficult time personally in my life. I was going through divorce. I
Mhm.
was going through potentially losing my home, multiple lawsuits. It was a dark time, and seeing a lot of the things some of the guys in there were talking about was really helpful for me. I think being strong and staying strong, I highly recommend a couple of books. I mean, Meditations, Marcus Aurelius, super helpful as well. But the real world, joining it and seeing other people and some of the ideas that everybody talks about in there, I think has been super helpful getting me through that time in my life and being able to continue to grow my business and stay focused on the work and just staying locked in as opposed to worrying about all of these external issues. So I was able to push through, continue to grow my business, made more money to be able to get out of the situation that I was in. And here I am today. I do have a dog. He's my best friend, and his name is Heinz. He's a German Shepherd, great guy. But other than that, it's me and him. And I have a buddy that stays in my basement. I have like a rental going down there, but he's one of my best friends since high school. We have another side business that we started. It's a mobile automotive business, and that's been growing as well. We're able to kind of hold things down here and work together. We pass ideas back and forth all the time, so it's been great.
Mhm. Okay, so I guess that covers most things. I guess final few questions. Did you utilize the fitness campus at all within the real world, or is that something you didn't really need? You're already like into fitness before.
Yeah, I was always into fitness. I was always into eating healthy. It was key to look at some of the fitness campus. I think some of the workouts and stuff. I was always big into like working out really heavy, like super
Mhm.
heavy weights. But there's really no need for that. So now I have. I also have a small furniture business that I started that I buy and sell things on Facebook Marketplace, and I got a ton of different types of workout equipment actually for free. Just people giving it out, giving it away for free. So I built a gym in one of my garages. So I just work out in there, light weights. And the key has been prepared meals. I do a lot of I'll buy the prepared meals. They're already prepped in terms of macros, calories, all of that. So, that stuff has been helpful to kind of push things up further, get away from the heavy weights. No reason to break your back or anything like that. So that's been helpful.
Okay, and then I will jump back to when you spoke about team. I'd imagine a very important aspect of building a team is hiring the right people. How do you have a structure in place for hiring the right people, and do you have a company culture as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We generally talk in group chats, and everybody's friendly with each other, even though everyone's all over the world. And the way that I've seen success in terms of hiring team members has been trialing them out on small projects and then building it up from there. So maybe it's one or two projects for the first month, testing it out, seeing how it goes, being very hands-on, making sure that it goes smoothly, seeing how that person handles the project, and then from there, I'm able to say, okay, try this one on your own, take this one, and then it'll get to 13, 14 projects within a month, and they're really just managing it themselves, and it's kind of on autopilot on my end. So it's take it slow and scale it up slowly. There's no reason to just like say, all right, this person works for me now, or maybe they're a freelancer and they're going to be part of the team, and you're just going to throw a bunch of projects their way. It's better you test it out, make sure they know what they're doing, you're a part of it, and then as you go, you kind of take the training wheels off and let them go with it and help. They'll essentially represent your business from there.
Mhm. Makes sense. Yeah. Give them some responsibility. If they prove themselves, give them more responsibility, and then just stack that way. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess that's all my questions. So I'll end off with a final one. That being for people who are unsure about joining the real world because they're thinking they might get scammed for $50. With the experience you've had inside it, what would you say to those people?
The $50 has paid back in multiple dividends. I wouldn't even think about it and just join. There's no reason. Test it out for the first month. Give it your all. You sign in every night, every day, whatever it may be, and just really try. And I can guarantee it's going to work for you.
Okay. So now, for people who want to find out found, for people who want to find out more about what you do, or maybe contact you, what could they do so?
My name is Dante Montavano. You can Google me or you can Google my company, Seven Circle Media. Easily find me. Just simple Google search or sevencirclemedia.com. You can hit the contact form there. Definitely feel free to reach out.
Okay, so we'll add that to description of video. And yeah, Dante, thank you for coming on and sharing your perspective. Been interesting to listen to someone who had a lot of prior experience, had already a solid company foundation built out, and seeing how the real world still was able to benefit you, that was interesting to hear. I'm sure some people got inspired from your story as well. So thank you for coming on and sharing it. And I wish you all the best for the future.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me.